Hi Bellwood, we are back for our last Forgotten Bellwood of the year, and we are here with graduate from Bellwood of 1991, Nick Leverage, and he is now, good morning, Mr. Leverage. It is now, he is now the football coach and the track coach. So, he's going to tell us a little bit about the track where he makes magic happen.
I don't know about magic, but Bellwood has always been really good with their athletic facilities. We've always supported everything we've done, and education, part of it is the athletics. That's one of the 3 A's: academics, arts, and athletics. So we feel that this is a big investment. So back in 1996, they did a remodel of Memorial Field. You can see 1948 was when the first stadium was built. And there's a plaque over there kind of describing how we had some veterans who are who we memorialized with the field over there. Then we renamed the track in honor of Miss R back in 2001. That was something that the class of, or 2006, something the class of 2006 wanted to do. So after the Bellwood Invitational, they renamed the track after her. So.
And Miss R is still coaching today.
54 years.
She's going. We're proud of her. So now we're going to go inside the track and talk about some of the remodels that were done and the way they have it now as opposed to 48.
So all of this was brand new in the remodel. The ticket booth was a lot smaller back in the day. Our parking lot was actually bigger if you take a look at everything. With the remodel of the school, we had to lose some spots. The green space was bigger. So we've had lots of changes in all that time.
So we're on the track now, which used to be dirt and now is made of rubber. When that renovation was made in 96, when the new everything happened.
Yes, so the unveiling of this was in September of 1996. So the spring of 1995, Bellwood did not have any home track meets. So the Bellwood Invitational was on a pause that year because of the reconstruction of everything. We had a cinder track, and they would actually bring cinders out and put it on the track, and they would roll it. The custodians would actually line, so it was going around the field. They had to go and do all these lines on the track.
Every meet.
So from people who have told me in the past that Bellwood was actually considered a really fast track with a cinder track. So there was a lot of good times here. It was very competitive back in the day with the track. And when my mother-in-law, she was actually on the school board, Donna Tyler at the time when they did the renovations, she said that that side of the track was actually 3 foot higher than what it is here. So we used to run the 100 from here down to that way. So whenever people ran the 100, they were actually running uphill a little bit instead of flat. So whenever they did the reconstruction, they actually had to level it out, with all the lasers and stuff. So
nobody argued with anybody about their time.
Nobody knew at the time. 3 foot over 100 yards actually at the time. You really couldn't tell.
Yeah. You also said about pole vault and long jump, how they aren't where they are now.
Yeah.
So could you explain that?
So the high jump area, actually down by the scoreboard, we have a pit there. They used to jump in the parking lot, and whenever it would rain like it is now, there'd be lots of puddles on the track, not like there is now. But the high jump is down there now. The pole vault actually used to be on this side of the field, so it was running down the sideline right along the homestand there. And the long jump was actually over in this corner, where now the boys long jump down there. I think the boys and girls both jumped at the same pit at that time.
All right, let's go check out the bleachers because they are on opposite sides now.
Yeah.
We are now up on top of the home side bleachers where the coaches for football stand and critique the games while they happen, while Mr. Leverage is down on the field making magic happen. So anyhow, these bleachers were switched. any other details on them?
So back in the day, before the renovation, that side over there where the school is, that was the home side of the bleachers, and that's where the press box was. But they wanted to make the stands bigger, so we actually increased capacity from 2,200 to 3,000. And so we needed to have the home sides bigger because we always have a lot of fans at our games. So they decided that they needed to switch over to this side. So we actually switched the home and the visiting sides. We got the aluminum bleachers because it's a safety thing. Before, the bleachers were open underneath it. Like if you dropped your coat, it fell underneath the bleachers and trash was under there. So this made it a little bit nicer, and it's also safer. Handicap accessible ramps now, which made us ADA compliant. So it's been a really good situation for us here. Actually, other schools have come and looked at our stadium and tried to copy it. Because they wanted advice.
Cheating.
They wanted advice because they saw how nice our facility was.
Yes.
So, it's kind of a compliment. If you look back to the days when this happened, Dr. Coons was our superintendent, Mr. Saycash, Coach Hayes, the school board at the time, they were really supportive of all this happening. And, that's why we have such nice places.
How much did it cost to do all this?
The whole cost was $1.2 million, and at that time that was a pretty big chunk of money because we had just got done redoing the school.
Yeah.
1991 was the first year that the school was open, so 5 years later we were revamping, and it was big because that kind of made Bellwood turn the corner.
Did we, since we, this is just an off-topic question, but since we redid the school and redid the field, did we get any more students?
Actually, I think enrollment has dropped a little bit, but people don't have as many kids as they used to. If you like my parents, I had 3 brothers and sisters, so we had 4 kids, and I only have 2. So it kind of, people aren't having as many kids, so population has gone down a little bit. I think I graduated with 109, and how many are you going to graduate with?
98.
98. So that's a 10-person drop, and we've had some classes that are in the 80s at some points.
Yeah. Okay. So, since we are up here with this beautiful view, you can see the entire football field from up here, and you can also see the scoreboard.
The scoreboard was actually inside on the grass where the playing field is, like right behind the pole vault pit, the high jump pit over there. And whenever people used to come and watch the games, we didn't have the track here. We had our old track, and then there was just a cable that went around the football field where people stood right up against the grass. So you were a lot closer to the action.
Yeah.
So everybody kind of walked around. The scoreboard is inside of it. If you kind of look around here, like the weightlifting building, the wrestling room wasn't there. The bus garage, we used to own our own buses, and they were over there, and that's now the baseball building, and we use it for storage.
Yeah.
We had a really dingy bathroom over there. So, we had all these improvements, so it's been really good.
Okay. So we just took our walk around the track and up the bleachers to the press box, around the football field, and now we are on the field. And we just want to say thank you for being part of this, Mr. Leverage.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.
And we also want to say stay tuned for part B of the finale, where Kaylin and I say our goodbyes and thank yous to all of you for watching.